I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feather, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most woke no joke, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today is the day before the Panthers mandatory minicamp. Minicamp is a 3-day period of practice sessions that goes from the 11th, 12th, and the 13th. And it's kind of similar to the OTA sessions, except for, I guess, 3 major reasons. There's other things, but there's 3 major ways it's different than OTAs. First off, the minicamp sessions are mandatory and players can get fined for not showing up. The OTAs were, right in the name, they're optional. The other big difference is during minicamp, there's a longer period of time the teams can practice and they can have 2-a-days. So in OTAs, it was only one long 2-hour session. But during the minicamp, you can have 3.5 hours worth of practice. But I'm pretty sure the first session can only be up to 2 hours before there's a break. And then the team can have another session later on in the day that's up to an hour and a half. So you get 2-a-days. And it is a little bit longer, but the players do get a break in the middle for, I guess, I'm not really sure how long it is, but you get some kind of break. And the last big thing, which is most important to me, honestly, is that the media is allowed to be at every single day of the minicamp. During OTAs, they're only allowed once every 3 or 4 days. I think it was once every 4 days. So you'll notice on my channel, I only gave updates on OTAs on 3 days. And that's because the writers, the media people were not allowed to be there at practice, and the team wasn't going to, release any kind of information themselves other than a couple pictures here and there. So it's kind of hard to put out content when there is no content being put out. But during minicamp, the media is allowed to be there every single day. So you'll be seeing my face for the next 3 days straight, because there's guaranteed to be content, guaranteed to be some videos coming out, guaranteed to be some really good news. So that's what's, I won't say most important to me, but this video is going to be me giving my top 5 things to keep an eye out for during the Panthers minicamp. And if you'll remember, I did something very similar for the OTAs. You can see that video above my head right here. I won't cover those same points I did in that video because it's a little bit different here. It's kind of the same, but it's a little bit different. And I want to cover more bases in this video right here. So without any further ado, let's get to these top 5 things to watch during minicamp. Now look, number 5, you might have seen in my OTA video, I might have lied to you. Look, 5 is Cam, and it really has to be for me. I don't want to overblow and say that Cam is number 1 on this list of things to watch out for, because look, Cam's going to be throwing during minicamp, but he's on a pitch count. He's throwing to only stationary targets, and he's really just there to get his muscle memory back, get back in the motion, let the coaches and the training staff know how he feels when he gets to these throwing, like when he's throwing at first, when he's throwing, like in the middle of practice and near the end of practice. How does he feel? His sessions are more about rehab and getting the team references and checkpoints to let them know how he feels at different points of the day, how he feels throwing the ball, how things look for him. So that's all good. I mean, we obviously know that Cam is the most important piece on the team, but in the terms of this 3-day period where the practice sessions are, he is not the most important thing to keep an eye on for. He's important, but in terms of minicamp itself, just encapsulated in this 3-day period, Cam is number 5. Number 4 for me is the running back position battle. Now, I thought at first, I don't think that everyone has to agree with me. That's obviously, look, we have opinions on how sports run, and it's actually why I started this channel. I wanted to start a conversation with people, want to know what their opinion was on the Panthers and their thoughts on different things with the team. But I was actually kind of surprised to find out that when it came to the running backs on the team, there was a lot of different configurations, people thinking of different things, different players who are going to be on the team this year. I saw someone say that our 3 running backs are going to be Christian McCaffrey, Cameron Artis-Payne, and Elijah Hood. Now look, I'm not a betting man, but I will put any amount of money that is not the 3 guys that we go into this season with. I don't care what it is. That's a bet that even Vegas want to put a line on, because they're not into donating. I mean, unless, other than injuries, I don't see us keeping Cameron Artis-Payne and Elijah Hood over both Jordan Scarlett and Elijah Holyfield. But it seems like there's a lot of people with a lot of different thoughts on these 5 guys, meaning Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Scarlett, Elijah Holyfield, Elijah Hood, and Cameron Artis-Payne. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, I've given my thoughts on Cameron Artis-Payne pretty thoroughly. I think pretty thoroughly by this point. But, this is something to pay attention to. Keep an eye out for what you hear about these running backs, because this could be an actual really good position battle. We have 2 rookies, 2 rookies. One guy who's been on the team for a while now and has gotten in here and there for a few snaps. And another guy who is kind of like a fan favorite, but hasn't really gotten a chance to do all that much. But no matter how you split it, our running back situation this year is going to be better than it was last year, better than it was the year before, and maybe even better than it was the year before that. Now, number 3 is going to be wide receivers. And this one right here is not so much about, looking at guys and trying to evaluate guys. In my opinion, I think that barring injury, the wide receiver crew is just about set. I think we're going to keep 6 wide receivers, but I'm thinking of, there's other guys on the roster right now. I'm trying to understand, trying to figure out who is going to make a roster spot above DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Chris Hogan, Jarius Wright. We have Torrey Smith, and I think that Rashad Ross gets a spot because he's going to be the Demir Bird kind of guy, because he's going to be the guy, returning kicks, returning punts. He probably won't be getting in on too many, offensive sets, but, returning punts, being a kick returner is actually a really important role. And right now, what we have for kick and punt returns is DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey. I don't want any of those guys returning. Look, especially Christian. I do not need CMC returning a kick or a punt, bro. It's good to have one guy there whose one job, his one focus is, look, I'm returning these kicks, returning these punts, and it's my job to be the best in the league at that one thing. And that's good. I think Rashad Ross, he's built for that. And that's a really good way to invest in our 6th slot for our wide receiver core. But there's other guys on the roster right now who could possibly, they could maybe make a run at getting that spot. There's guys like Terry Godwin, who we picked in the 6th round. There's guys like Aldrick Robinson, who we signed. Although I'm starting to think now that we signed Aldrick Robinson to kind of make Torrey Smith say, look, hold up. We have another speedster on the team right here. Because, look, Aldrick Robinson and Torrey Smith have the same kind of role. They're speedsters. They're guys who can stretch the field. They're guys who make the safeties actually back up and not play too far down because they have to respect their speed. I'm starting to think the team signed Aldrick Robinson to, tell Torrey, hey, if you don't take this pay cut, there is a guy on the team right now who, he fits your role. So, I mean, it's this way that we trust you to be a team player, but just in case you need a little bit more of a nudge, a little bit more incentive to be a team player, we did sign this guy who has basically only the same kind of skill set that you do. So that's how that works. Then you have guys like Damian Jean-Pierre, who I actually don't know much about him at all. There's other guys in the roster right now who could play wide receiver. I've been seeing the writers gush, and I mean gush, over Terry Godwin during, it was the rookie mini camp, because he caught passes in the rain. So keep an eye out for that. There could be surprises. There really could be. Now, number 2 is going to be workouts from injury guys. We were hearing all during OTAs, and honestly, we know there's guys on our team, especially on the O-line, who are injured. Guys who are doing their workouts, their rehabs on the sideline during OTAs. And during OTAs, like I said, it's all optional. So it's not all that important to have these guys actually on the field doing the drills. We want them there, but if it's about rehab right now, then it's all good. But I really want to see which of these guys who is doing their stuff on the sideline, like even Ian Thomas, Torrey Smith, will those guys still be doing sideline drills, or will they actually be on the field with the position groups, actually doing the drills, doing 7-on-7s, doing 9-on-7s, doing 11-on-11s? I want to see if those guys who are actually on the sideline were just there for some light rehab and making sure they were ready to go when there was actually mandatory practices, or if we can see a little bit, get a smaller glimpse into seeing just how serious those injuries are. Because there's guys who are on the sideline who think are kind of maybe significantly injured, but they're back and ready to do the drills a week later during the mandatory sessions. Then we can understand it was the team just saying, let's just give you another week off, another 2 or 3 weeks to, get back in the swing of things. And by mandatory minicamp, you'll be straight. So keep an eye out for that. We can get a little bit of a glimpse as to what the timetable may be and just how serious the injuries were on those guys who are on the sidelines. There's some guys we can obviously assume are more injured than others, but for the guys who are kind of in the fringes, we can find out a little bit more about them. And the number 1 thing to look out for during the mandatory minicamp sessions for the Carolina Panthers, the slot corner role. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I already know I'll be doing a lot of videos on this very topic coming up soon. But keep in mind, we just signed a guy named Javian Elliott, who I think is probably the best suited. But don't forget about Corn Elder. Don't forget about Kevin Seymour. Do not forget about Lorenzo Doss. Now look, Corn, when he got into games, he got some looks on the outside and in the slot, and quarterbacks were bullying him. There's no other way of putting it. He was getting picked apart outside, inside. But, you know, he was coming off of a year of injury, and having one more year under his belt, he could be seeing a lot of really good progression here. So don't sleep on Corn Elder. I'm not really sure about Kevin Seymour. Is he actually a slot corner? I'm not 100% sure. Lorenzo Doss, don't sleep on him. But, I mean, I think that Javen Elliott is probably the dark horse, probably the front runner, actually, to get this spot. But we don't know all that much about him. So this should be a very, very interesting, probably the best position battle going on during this minicamp session. And I'm all for it, man. There will definitely be news about our secondary. I guarantee you that. Anyway, man, that's all I got for you. That's my top 5. Camp throwing, running backs, wide receivers, injury guys working out, and slot corner workouts. What are your guys' thoughts on all this, man? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Check out that pinned comment below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.